All right, welcome. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on automated systems. We're going to demystify how machines like a backup generator can seem to think and act all by themselves. Let's dive right in.
So it really all boils down to this one simple question. How does a generator know when it's time to start up? Or what tells a breaker to close at just the right second? I'll tell you what, it's not magic. It's actually a really simple but super powerful system of electronic signals that we're going to break down right now.
You know, the easiest way to wrap your head around this is to picture the control system having two very different jobs. You've got the parts that see what's happening in the world, and then you've got the parts that actually do something about it. Let's just call them the senses and the muscles.
And this slide lays it all out perfectly. See, on the left, you've got your digital inputs. Think of these as the system's eyes and ears. They're constantly feeding information to the controller. And then on the right, you have the digital outputs. These are the hands and muscles, and they take the controller's commands and turn them into real, physical action.
Okay, let's look at inputs first. A digital input, or DI for short, is really just a signal. And the most important thing to get here is how simple it is. It only understands two things, on or off. Yep, that's it. Yes or no, 1 or 0. There's absolutely nothing in between.
A perfect real-world example? Think about a big red emergency stop button. When you slam that button, all it's really doing is completing a circuit. It sends a simple on signal to a specific digital input on the controller. And just like that, the controller instantly knows something critical just went down.
Now, this is where it gets really powerful, because this is where the programming comes in. That simple little on or off signal can be set up to mean almost anything. It could be that emergency stop we just talked about, or it could be a command to start the generator from miles away. It could be feedback telling the controller, hey, the breaker closed successfully, or a warning that the fuel tank is running low. The signal itself is dead simple. It's the code that gives it meaning.
So let's flip over to the other side, digital outputs, or DOs. Now, just like the inputs, these guys are incredibly simple. They only operate in two states, on or off. But here's the key difference. Instead of listening for a signal, they are sending out a command to make something happen.
So when the controller finally decides, okay, it's time to start this engine, it doesn't do the heavy lifting itself. No way. It just sends a simple on signal to the digital output that's wired up to the starter motor circuit. That little on signal is the command, go!
Okay, but here's a really important safety detail. The controller's output doesn't directly handle that massive surge of electricity needed to crank a giant engine. I mean, that would completely fry its delicate little circuits. Instead, the output sends a tiny signal to something called a relay, which is basically a small switch that uses a little bit of power to control a whole lot of power. It's brilliant. It keeps the brain safe while the muscles do all the heavy lifting.
You know, to really make all of this stick, let's use an analogy that I promise you will not forget. It's the human body. And it turns out it's a pretty much perfect model for how these control systems work.
Just think of it like this. The digital inputs are your sensors, your eyes, your ears, your sense of touch. They're constantly gathering information from the world around you. The controller, well, that's your brain, of course. It's processing all that sensory data and making all the decisions. And the digital outputs, those are your hands, taking direct orders from the brain and actually performing actions. Sense, think, act. It really is that simple.
Okay, so we've got the theory, we've got the analogy, now let's put it all together. Let's watch how this builds into a real-world, step-by-step startup sequence. This is where the magic really happens.
Let's just walk through this. Step 1, an input signal comes in, a remote start command. 2, the brain, the controller, gets that signal and immediately checks all the safety conditions. Is everything okay? Yes? Good. 3, it fires an output to energize the fuel solenoid and crank the starter motor. 4, the engine roars to life. It starts successfully. 5, the brain is listening again. It checks the voltage and frequency to make sure everything's stable. 6, it sends another output, this time telling the main breaker to close. And 7, bam! The generator is now supplying power to the building. We just went from a single command to a fully operational system.
And what's absolutely amazing is that this entire complex dance happens in just a matter of seconds. It is completely automatic, totally reliable, and it needs zero human intervention once it's all programmed. I mean, that is the incredible power of automation.
Silic, if you only remember one thing from this entire explainer, please make it this next slide.
This is it. This is the golden rule that runs all of these automated systems.
Inputs tell the story. Outputs take the action. It's just that clear, isn't it? The inputs give you the context, the information, the why something needs to happen. And the outputs? They execute the decision, the what is going to be done about it. This is the fundamental truth at the core of all automation.
And now that you know this rule, I guarantee you are going to start seeing it everywhere. Seriously, from your smart thermostat at home to the cruise control in your car, that sense, think, act logic is the hidden language of our entire automated world. So what other systems can you spot that follow this exact pattern? Really think about it. Thanks for watching.